Greetings, welcome to another day of Autoforge development. Today we're taking the items that we're working on yesterday in the inventory, trying to actually make that be something that exists within the game world. So I was working on what I call dropped items. And so a dropped item is something that it's an item that actually exists within the game world. So imagine you're playing Minecraft, you punch a tree, and then some wood falls down. The wood that falls into the world that you pick up, that those are dropped items. So we then are now like adding that actually into the world, and that needs some like representation, such as a prefab that represents all dropped items. And so this will have physics and some dropped component that I added in that contains some item. And I also have some other data on it for if there's something trying to collect that dropped item. And so I have now this collector that will try to collect any items that are nearby. And well, that's how it's used. And so we'll have what I added in, a gold chest to our prefabs that is a collector. And right now I was just playing around with the filters. So it can say like it filters, so it only gets a certain type of item. We might want to have that, as we're working on things where we'd say, okay, here's a sawmill and it can collect items. So you don't have to directly hook up a treasure chest to it, but it only will collect wood. And so that will be useful. So we got that all working and set up, but there's no logic there that is trying to have the dropped items move into the collectors, right? So I started working on this thing called a drop system that allows us to add collectors and dropped items as well as remove them, and it will perform a lot of logic on the dropped items, trying to see if there are any collectors nearby that can collect them and move them into it. So we start writing all this crazy code. It's still very messy and it's not done, but it's starting to get there. And I can show you what that looks like right now. So we can go run the game. So we can create a gold chest here. And if we click, these are creating dropped items. So if we try to collect it, we will see that if it gets close enough, it starts trying to collect it, and it doesn't quite work. It's getting there. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. There's something wrong with like, oh, nice. Yeah, there are issues, definitely. But sometimes you'll see it actually does collect the item. Very rarely. Yeah. So anyways, we'll be working on this, trying to figure out what's going on with it, and then hopefully, kind of cleaning everything up. So it's a start. Obviously needs a lot more work though. So we'll just keep poking away at it and see what we can make happen. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.